Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Bachelor review. We are getting so close to the end, which is a shame because I only just started, but it's getting good, so let's just get straight into it. If you are interested to hear my thoughts on this week's Bachelor episode and you like the sound of that all, stick around, keep watching, and let's go. Okay, so first of all, the main overriding feeling I have for this episode, like if I just sum it up in one word, sorry, I forgot my wine, give me a second. Okay, now we're good to go. The main word to describe this whole episode, awkward. Literally, it was just, there was way too many awkward moments in this episode. But regardless, I took notes, so let's go. So obviously we ended last week and Madison is like, Peter, can we talk? And I need to tell you something. And she basically tells him if he sleeps with someone else, she won't be happy. And Peter repeats it just to confirm. So you're saying, if I sleep with anyone else, you won't be happy? And she's like, I don't know. If you sleep with someone else, I won't be happy. And he's like, so if I sleep with someone else, you won't be happy? And he's working really hard to just get that concrete confirmation. Like, are you sure this is what you mean? Because I really want to sleep with some other people. I had sex in Windmill 4 times, in case you don't know. And I have, Peter really wants to sleep with the other women. She also says, I'm not trying to give you an ultimatum, but... And then she gives him an ultimatum. And I feel like all the girls ever say on this season, like if we could get a counter for all the times they've said, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Like the amount of times they don't know is a lot of times. So yeah, so we get to Madison arrives at the villa and she's like, oh, I'm here. It's great. And then Hannah Ann arrives and then it's just awkward. And they're like, I guess they're realizing, okay, we're going to be spending this whole time in the same villa together. And then Victoria arrives and then it's so awkward and I love it. And they're just like, so how are you? Well, hometown's good? Yeah. And then Peter arrives with the worst Australian accent I've ever heard in my life. Shout out Brie from last Colton season. Maybe she should have given him some tips because that wasn't it, Peter. But the funniest thing is he comes like so excited to show them his Australian accent, like, yeah, how's your day? Da, da, da. He came at the most awkward time as well, like, and he's just so happy and bubbly, like, oh yeah. So Hannah Ann gets the first date. I honestly thought Madison would have got the first date so that, I don't know, he doesn't have to address whether or not he sleeps with the other girls there and then after the ultimatum she gave him, because he would have already taken her on the first date. So that won't be discussed until later, giving himself a bit more time, which makes me think the producers played a part in this. The producers definitely played a part in deciding, yes, let's have all the girls stay in the same villa. And that, I feel like that decision was made after Madison gave him the ultimatum and they were like, okay, now she needs to see every girl come home late. Like, I feel like that was producer driven, but who knows. So Hannah Ann gets the first one-on-one. I still can't get over just how country her accent is. I feel like it's gotten, like, it's stuck now and it is very country, but I don't feel like it was like that before. But okay. Great play from Hannah Ann, being very empathetic with him and like, how are you feeling in this whole experience? Like, I want to put my feelings to the side, be there for you. Very different to what Madison was just saying to him the other night. So Hannah Ann, cheers to you. You play a good game. I just want to also add, it may not be a game to her, of course, and she may really love him, but if I was in there playing a game, I'd play it like Hannah Ann. And then they have a kissing montage, and it's beautiful, and it's romantic, and there's sunsets, and there's water. And there's a lot more class to it than Sydney's and Peter's one, where they were just all over that cave anyway. Good times. Shout out Sydney. Hope you're doing well. So then we go back to Victoria and Madison, and Victoria wants to know, what did Madison say when she pulled Peter aside at that private jet airport thing place they were at for the rose ceremony? And she's like, you know, I'm not gonna dig or pry And then she proceeds to dig and pry. And so then we go back to Hannah and Peter just thanking Hannah Ann for just, you know, everything she said and being the way that she is. But his thanks to Hannah Ann is almost like a bit of a dig at Madison. Like, thank you so much for letting me be me and understanding I'm going through something in this process. Unlike Madison. I mean, he didn't say that, but I don't know, the timing of it all, that's what I took from it. Hannah comes back from her overnight date. They stayed after when they were presented the decision of, do they want to choose their separate rooms or do they want to spend the night together? Of course they choose to spend the night together. Hannah Ann returns and it is, I have here, hella awkward. So awkward. She comes back, a nice little floral top. Like, her fashion is always very like Forever 21 poster girl, killing it. She comes back, you know, it's been a great night and it's awkward because, yeah, at least Victoria F, who gets the next date, she can hold on to, okay, well, I'm about to see him now and make him forget about you. Whereas Madison, she hasn't got the next date, so she just has to inject that content. Victoria and Peter's date, of course, is in the sky. They're in a helicopter again. This isn't the first time they've been in a helicopter, if I'm not mistaken. And he says, I remember he says, oh, baby, or something like that. I don't know why, but I loved it. It really made me laugh. Shout out to you, Peter. Cheers. Yeah, so then Peter is basically saying, I don't know, I feel like he's basically saying he's attracted to arguments and instability in relationships because he's like, I really like what we have. It's different to everyone else and it's not just easy. Sometimes it can be easy and it's okay. I don't like this notion of it has to be hard. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It can be simple. It can be. And that's okay. Shout out to Kelly. And then he says, 1 minute. Peter says what he likes about Victoria is she hasn't walked away. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Have we been watching the same show? Because every day, all Victoria does is walk away, run away sometimes, crying, ready to leave, cussing him, swearing at him. But apparently Peter likes the fact she doesn't walk away. I don't know. Okay. So Victoria now explains why she's the way that she is, you know, in her previous relationship. They didn't check on how she was feeling. So when Peter asked, it's almost like, oh my God, and she panics. I don't know if I'm buying it. I'm going to be honest. I feel like she's had enough time to think about a good enough excuse. Those are my thoughts. That maybe she had enough time to think about a good excuse to explain why she's the way that she is. And that sounds good and she went with that. That was my thoughts. But she could actually be telling the truth and that is why she's the way that she is. But me personally, for some reason, I didn't buy it. And then I have in my notes, thank you, Peter. Because he finally says what I've been thinking for the longest amount of time. Because Victoria's like, I don't know. And he says, you do know. Okay? Because all these girls, I don't know. You know. And then, after that, she knows. Because she's saying, she knows. She's like, I know. And then she's moody again. And I'm like, ugh. But why? Why is she moody? Why are you moody? Victoria, help me help you. Help me like you. I want to. I really do. But something about her is just red flag city. And then Peter tells Victoria there's nothing she needs to work on. I'm sorry, what? You haven't seen the arguments you guys have been having? Her swearing at you. Her running away. Her gaslighting you. Nothing she needs to work on. Okay, fair enough, Peter. You know best. They make it. I have it. They make it to the fantasy suites, and this is the moment he's been waiting for. I feel like I could be wrong again, and it could be the way that it's been edited. Like, they're giving us the story they want to give us, so it could be something completely different with everyone. But I feel like this is the moment he's been waiting for. I feel like he's the most sexually attracted to Victoria F, just from what they've shown us. The morning after, and now Victoria F, all she's saying is I know. The amount of time she said I know, big difference, because she was the biggest culprit for saying I don't know, and now she's out here knowing. But I also say I can't tell who is Peter's favourite. Is it Victoria F or is it Hannah Ann? Because at this point I feel like they're level pegging. But then I also feel like Madison was his favourite until she gave him the ultimatum, and then he's like, maybe I have to write her off. And now he's like, okay, out of the other two, who do I like more? Which is why he's showing them both an equal amount of love, potentially. So yeah, so Victoria is walking back to the house with her messed up hair, loungewear, flip-flops, looking like, yeah, I got it in last night. Say something. But then I'm also wondering, where are her bags? Because literally, she went in a completely different outfit. She didn't pack it into a bag or anything. We can't see where the rest of her clothes are. I'm concerned for her bags. Like, that was a good outfit she had before. I hope she gets it back. Hopefully you got your things back, Victoria. And she's very calm with it, straight face. Victoria F has a good poker face because she's talking to them like, yeah, it's nothing. But she knows it's eating them up inside. And then it's just very awkward when she's telling them about the day. Like, yeah, we spoke about some good things. I feel in a good place. And then Madison gets up and walks out. And I'm like, is she going on her date with him? Or is she just walking out? I don't know. And I think she was just walking out because when she's on her date, she's in a completely different top to what she was when she walked out. But maybe she said, okay, I'm going to go and get ready. And they edited that out. Who knows? But Hannah and Victoria discussed that was awkward when she walked out, so who knows. So Madison and Peter, it's their date now, and Peter's talking about Madison, and at first I'm like, okay, so he's changed from saying I love Madison to saying I love every second I get to spend with her. So her bringing up the ultimatum, did that make her go down in his books a bit more? Who knows? Okay, so one thing I point out, I could never do the show because at any minute you could be made to deal with heights. And I can't deal with heights. They're jumping out of planes. They're climbing up buildings. Okay, so I feel like Madison and Peter, they clearly have a strong connection. So I really don't know who is his number one. Like, Peter has been the hardest bachelor to read. That's for sure. Then they sit down for their dinner and oh shoot, it's about to go down. Madison lets Peter know she saved herself for marriage. And I don't know, Peter's facial expressions, they always get, I don't know if these are his genuine facial expressions when what is being said is said, but he looks like he's not feeling it at all. And it's very painful to watch. And at this point, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if he actually has slept with any of the other women, and he just doesn't like that she's given him an ultimatum, and he doesn't want to have to bring up what happened with the other women. But I do see where Madison is coming from. Only thing, maybe she should have just voiced it sooner. But I get what she's saying. Like, if you really think it's me, you wouldn't sleep with the other women. Like, nobody's ever said that, but she's not out of place to think that. And there's many bachelors who, they know who it is they want to pick, so they don't sleep with the other women. I've heard them speak about it after the fact. Yes, Peter says he was intimate with other women. What that means, I don't know, but it's painful to see regardless. Madison walks out, there's tears, and I'm like, is this when she leaves? And then I'm thinking, why isn't Peter going after her? Finally, after loads of tears, her in a corner, he finally goes after her, and they're stood forehead to forehead. It's emotional, and they're crying, and he's kissing her and telling her, I see you at the end. Like, can you not see this? Do you not want this? And I do think all along it was her. That he wanted to enjoy himself one last time, maybe. He didn't like being given an ultimatum, but it wasn't that clear of an ultimatum either. But yeah, I guess he was just like, before I finally settle down for good, let me enjoy. Maybe he didn't even know that she was saving herself for marriage. Who knows? And then I'm like, is she leaving? Because she walks away. We don't know. He's crying. He looks like, oh no, I messed up. It's just, there is a lot going on. it was a good episode. That is my notes. That is my update for this episode. That's my review. I don't know what's coming next week. Choked on the rose. At this point, I don't know who he's gonna pick. I feel like Madison comes back because we see the preview again of bring her home to us, Peter. So I feel like maybe Madison's like, do you know what? I want to give it another shot, and then because the way he was crying and saying, "Please stay," or "Don't you see us at the end?" It was almost like she was his number one. So I feel like that could be the twist. Who knows? But yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Comment below. At this point, who do you think's winning it? Because I do think it still could be Madison. And if it's not Madison, it could go either way. There is a chance it could be either of them. Like, I'd say I'm 40% sure it's Madison, and 30% sure it's Hannah Ann, and 30% sure it's Victoria. He's not giving it away easily. I think he cares for these women very equally, or close to equally. So we will see. As always, I hope you enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed this rosé. That is that. So as I say, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff I'm meant to ask you to do. Please do. And I'm just rambling now, and I don't really know how to end this, so I'm just gonna go.